My next dish, what I'm going to cook is Timpana. It's a very famous dish from Malta and Gozo. I learned it from my cagnota, which is translating it into mother-in-law. She taught me this dish. It's a very famous dish which she got from the island of Gozo, from a little village called Shalkia. So here we go. We just go over to our fry pans and to our stoves. We just heat up our fry pan. We add a little bit of oil to it. And what we're going to do to that is we're going to get our garlic. What we're going to need is some onion, which we're going to chop. We've got some pork mince. We've got some beef mince. We've got some chicken livers. We've got some peeled tomatoes, some baby peas, bacon, salt and pepper, some tomato paste, some nicely freshly grounded Parmesan cheese, some fresh eggs, and also some penne. Now with the timpana, we've got the garlic already over there sauteing off. We're just going to roughly chop up about 150 grams worth of brown onions. Now when you're chopping the onions, they don't have to be perfect. They don't have to be all the same mils, mate. Just chop it as you go. That's it. Place it in a fry pan. Let that saute off slowly. Now as that's frying off and cooking off slowly, what we're going to do, we're going to add our beef mince and our pork mince to it. And what you do, just squash it down to break it up a little bit. Just helps it in the cooking that it's not one big blob. Okay. While that's cooking as well, what we're going to do is add our bacon. And we'll let that off cook slowly. Now while that's cooking, what we'll do, we'll heat up our other pan and we'll cook off our chicken livers. Now with our chicken livers, always when you get them, try and have them that they're nice and shiny. If they're nice and shiny, the livers are beautiful, they're fresh, they're about a day old. If they start to get dull and a yucky colour, slimy, don't use them, chuck them away. Always use fresh livers, very high in iron. If there's any excess fat with the livers, clean it off, trim all the fat off it, and that there's no big chunky pieces of fat, because sometimes liver does have bits of fat. Now with your liver, you don't want to cook it too much, alright, because don't forget it's going to be cooked again in the timpana in the oven. So basically what you're really doing is you're sauteing it on the outside, locking in all those flavours that are from the inside of it. As we're working along, we're just going to add a little bit of salt to both our stuff and a little bit of black pepper. That. Now with our liver, what I tend to do, just my little secret, I add a little bit of brandy and just flambe it like that. That's all it needs. Now we just place that to the side and just let it sit there till we're ready for the next step. Now while our mince, our beef mince, our pork mince and bacon is all cooking, what I'm going to do, we're just going to boil up our pasta and place it into our boiling water. Now always remember that when you're boiling pasta, that you add salt to the water and you add a little bit of oil. That helps it in the cooking process, that it stays together, and also helps it from sticking. Once it's in, give it a quick stir, roughly 5 to 6 minutes, that should be ready, and out it goes. Our mince is just about cooked. You notice of the colour is just starting to come that nice brown colour to this mince. What we're going to do is add the tomato paste, and the diced up peeled tomatoes. Oh, you can already smell those flavours all starting to come through. This is why when you're in the local villages in Malta and you're walking down the streets, you smell all these flavours coming out of the rooms. You don't know which one that you're looking at. You're looking at that building, you don't know where. It's just the food. So we just let that simmer nice and slowly so it thickens up. Our pasta's just about there. Just a few more minutes. It's nice and al dente. You don't want to overcook the pasta too much that it's falling apart. Once again, it's got to be cooked further into the in the oven. Cook it too much, it'll come like mash. Place that to the side. It. Bring that over here. Bring our bowl. We've got the pasta, which we're just going to place it into the bowl. We've got the sauce. What we do, we just give it a quick stir. That's it. Beautiful. Okay. That's that. What we're going to add to that is our fresh ground parmesan that we grated this morning. Our eggs. And what I add is I add 4 eggs to the mixture. That's it. We just give that a quick stir. That egg and cheese goes throughout the whole pasta. Okay, so that's it at that stage. What we're going to do now is we're going to line it up into our pan. What we do is get our dish. We use a bit of spray oil. Now the spray oil, that helps it from the pastry sticking to the bottom of the pan, and it's easier for it to come out. I use commercial grade puff pastry. It's a lot easier to work than the one. You could sit there and you could roll it all out, but it's so easy and quick to do it this way that, you know, I wouldn't recommend anyone make, unless they've got plenty of time on their hands, to not to buy the commercial. It's such a good product. I'm just cutting my pastry just to extend it because my pan's bigger than the sheet. There are a lot of ways of cheating with the pastry. Once it's all cooked and coming out, nobody knows any different. That's it. That's it. So that's all attached. We place that into the pan. Just get rid of that bit of plastic. And there you go. It lines all the sides up. That little bit of spray oil that we put at the beginning, that'll stop it from sticking. Now what we're going to do is we put a bit of our mixture onto the bottom, like that. With our chicken livers, we're just going to spread them out evenly in the centre. Just like that. And we're just going to get our peas, a handful of peas, just in the centre. Now on the top of that, we're just going to put some more pastry. So that chicken liver and peas is going to become in the centre of the macaroni. Now for the top, there are lots of different ways of doing the top. I tend to do it, I tend to use a pastry. There are a few different people which will do the pastry a different way, as in putting the pastry plot on the top, but I cut mine into strips just like that. And all you got to do is just a small knife, pull it towards you, about 1 centimetre thickness. That's it. Take the plastic off and stretch it from one side to the other side. That's it. And it just gives you that little bit different type of presentation. That's it. Crosswards now. Just like that. That's it, and the last one. Beautiful. Now what I tend to do is I get an egg yolk, beat it up, and we just glacé it on the top. So if you notice what I'm doing, I'm just taking the egg whites out, and I'm just using the yolk. The yolk will make a beautiful glace on the top. With your pastry brush, just put it on the top of the pastry, just like that. And you watch the colour that comes out of the oven once it's cooked. Just stands out. I find that if you don't put the eggs on top, you'll get a very dull colour. That's it. We place that into the oven. Once again, give it about 30 minutes at 200 degrees. Let's check our timpana out. It should be ready. Look how nice that is. Do you see what I mean by the nice glaze on the top? Nice shiny. If you didn't put the egg on the top, you wouldn't get that nice glaze. What I'll do, we'll just chop it up. Look how beautiful that is. My mother-in-law will be very proud of that. I've taken her dish and perfected it. And this is now a very traditional Maltese dish, Timpana.